Yo.
I'm
Sabian Ragster added another win in the stat column 2 weeks ago in Laguna Seca, bringing his active consecutive wins record up to 5. The driver from California looks to make that 6 this evening as we come to Sonoma Raceway for round number 8 in the Woven by Toyota NASA Sportscar Challenge, up next. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Sonoma Raceway, built in 1968 with the original aim of Sears Point. This 2.5-mile, 12-turn course can be found north of San Francisco, California, and plays host to many professional, amateur, and club racing events from NASCAR to SCCA. Utilizing the full course layout here in Sonoma, the carousel skipping the NASCAR little skip there through the S's down to the hairpin. Such a tricky track to get right with so many elevation changes. Our format for this evening is as follows. We are on track now for open qualifying, which will set the grid for our 45-minute feature race. All the cars are running a fixed setup with traction control and analog braking systems disabled. Each car is capped at 7 gallons of fuel to begin the race, so there will be one mandatory pit stop for each driver. The Woven by Toyota NASA Sportscar Challenge continues tonight on the Automotive Sports Network. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck, Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to Sonoma, California. Our series is proudly brought to you in association with Woven by Toyota. Toyota's vision for a mobility society and the Toyota mobility concept focuses on extending the value of the car, expanding mobility into new realms, and integrating mobility systems with social systems. In line with this framework, Woven will help Toyota to develop next-generation cars, including advanced BEVs, and to realize a mobility society in which everyone can move freely, happily, and safely. For more information on Woven's role in Toyota's vision for mobility, visit woven.toyota today. Our coverage all season also brought to you by NordVPN. For up to 63% off a 2-year plan, visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. And also our cameras for the entire season are provided by TrackCams22.com. Good evening, Justin Robichaud. It is round number 8, and it's basically been the Sabian Ragster show since round number 3. Does anyone have an answer for him tonight?
Well, Josh, so far in practice, Sabian's sitting around 4th or 5th. So, I mean, it could get pretty spicy tonight with that battle. I'm keeping a close eye on Sabian tonight in qualifying to see if he has any aces up his sleeve. But it looks like it could be a Josh Clogg or a Francois Martel night if they can make through lap 1 here.
As we begin qualifying, let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship coming into Sonoma. Sabian Ragster has a 51-point lead over Chris Wetz in the Drivers' Championship. Francois Martel just 2 points behind the man from Texas. David Schofield, Brock Quinn rounding out the top 5. Josh Clogg, Dalton Lott, Jess Rakowski, Frank Klein, and Edwin Webb rounding out the top 10. And the Woven by Toyota Factory Racing team basically clinched the championship. I didn't do exact math, but with 241 points and the Lott brothers not here, we can basically call that championship clinched. Sequential Simsport sits in 3rd with 291. They are represented by Jess Rakowski this evening, and Chris Wetz and Francois Martel rounding out the top 5 with True North Esports and Team Watson Racing. So we took a look during practice before we were live, and Justin mentioned it. Sabian Ragster, his fastest lap was a 1:46.0. Cool, that sounds kind of fast. He's won the last 5 races. That's pretty awesome, right? Well, not exactly, because David Schofield, 1 minute 45.1 for the man from New Hampshire, Justin, as looks like Savian's going to complete his first flying lap here in qualifying. Let's take a look and see. Martell crosses the line, 45.4. Ragster, 45.4.
Here they come in. Oh,
he got pipped by provisional pole by 1/100th of a second. Or sorry, 1/100th of a second, Francois Martel. Obviously, still 10 minutes left here in qualifying, but already. You were talking about how Savian might have something up his sleeve. You didn't tell me what it was.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd come out this early with it, though, like flying on the first lap. Like a 145 isn't something we've seen from Savian yet in practice, so he definitely was testing something, obviously doing a lot of pit stops in the practice, so maybe that was a focus for him. Maybe doing hot laps wasn't his focus at all in practice, but a 145.4, he's only 2/1000ths of a second faster than Francois Martel in second place at the moment. Very respectable time. We'll see if he's got anything else here, Josh.
1 minute 45.438 for Martel. 1 minute 45.440 for Savian Ragster. Josh Klug sits in third. 1 minute 45.584 for the former Rallycross champion. In the 199, way out wide through the hairpin at the top end of the track, and now down the hill through the S's. Such a beautiful flowing section of corners. Different layouts that you can race. The Indy cars, when they were here, would cut to driver's left and take this little chute to this final chicane, but the NASCAR and sports cars, when they were here, running the full S's like we are here with the GR86s. Francois Martel crossing. No, he's not crossing the line. I stand corrected. He's in the final corner. So the top three are going to cross the line again. David Schofield is entering the penultimate corner right now. So let's take a look at lap times when they flow in, Justin. Will Martel improve? He crosses the line. 1 minute 45. It doesn't count, so I think he was off track. Ragster across the line, 45.7, 45.406. Klug, fastest of all. And we have the top three within a 0.5 of a second.
Oh, boy. They're all in the 145s. They're on the 145.4s, Josh. They've got the top three all literally under a blanket.
Schofield, 45.492. He crosses that's that lap time.
Martel makes a bit of a mistake ahead of these two here and goes off track just a little wee bit before diving down.
So it's a little scary for the rest of the field, because fifth place Edwin Webb, 1 minute 46.382, 2 seconds a lap. And Wetz has not run a qualifying lap yet in the 71, at least one that counts. He goes off track again. I'm taking a look off monitor.
Really struggling.
The man from Texas through turn 4, through turn 5, up the hill and back down the hill, turn 6. This track, obviously incredible for rallycross. That's not the main purpose of the track. Of course, road cars are. So the carousel being taken in the proper direction up the drag strip as we look on screen at Ragster and Klug exiting turn 7 and heading back down the S's.
Yeah, these two almost forming a little bit of a battle here, and you kind of have to wonder if Josh Klug is maybe trying to learn a little bit from
do you think
from Savian here?
Do you think that Klug got a little slipstream off of Ragster? Does it matter in these cars down the drag strip potentially?
Yeah, well, it's possible, and really the track is so long. It's a 1 minute 45, so there's plenty of opportunity for a little bit of time gain. But really, I think what Josh Klug is going to benefit a lot more from just learning a little thing or two from Savian. Maybe there's a trick in a corner that Josh isn't doing that he can learn, and maybe that he can just grab a little bit more.
45.447.
Oh.
Klug 2 laps in a row consistent there.
Wow.
Edwin Webb 47.3. Where is Wetz? Wetz is not on track. He's still yet to set a lap time. He's got to exit the pit lane behind Joseph DiGiacomo. In the 55, we take a look at Jess Rakowski crossing the line.
Lot of traffic there.
47.1. So much traffic on pit exit here. Eric
and
Dubois
you've got more coming. A flying car.
Contact.
That's Jess Rakowski running in here now with these cars at full speed and just dives right into traffic. This is a terrible place to be right now in qualifying. You don't want to be behind 3 cars that just came out on an out lap.
That's the only thing, if you have to complain about a track at all, I believe that the pit exit probably should be reworked. It spits you right into traffic. And now Jess Rakowski behind Jake Robichaud, behind Joseph DiGiacomo.
These two just need to get out of her way, to be honest. They're on out laps. They need to realize that they're not doing anything except warming the tires up at this point and holding up a driver out on the track. The carousel is a very difficult spot to go wide and let a driver go inside, though. You're so off camber.
Exiting the carousel,
see that?
Qualifying.
Oh, boy, you can see just Was that Giacomo that just went off the track there?
Yes.
Yeah, just so easy to go
55.
wide there. You're off camber. Very easy to lose grip and just slide.
I'm taking a look off monitor. Sabian Ragster is... He backed up. I think he reset to pits.
Oh, wow.
He's on an outlap, fighting through traffic. Martel will cross the line to end his 4th lap here in qualifying. 6 minutes left to go. Will Martel improve his time? 1 minute 45.7. He does not. Clog across the line in the 199. 140 didn't count, so I think he went off track.
It was a 147.5, and yeah, but it didn't count. It blipped off.
Rakowski crashes in the penultimate corner. And that's the tricky thing when you're on a hot lap, caught in traffic like that. You get distracted. It's so easy to make a mistake. We look at Edwin Webb on screen in the 818, currently sitting in the 7th position. Now we look at Chris Wetz in the 71. He crosses the line to begin a lap. Up the hill, turn 2. Down the hill and back up the hill, 3 and 3A. Blind corner is turn 3A, especially when you know that you don't have the entire runway of the NASCAR chute to deal with. So easy to spit the car off into the dirt. I've done it once or twice when I ran the prototypes here. Turn 4, don't clip the curb. Turn 5, don't run off too far. The dirt's not your friend. Through turn 5 and down to the carousel again, Justin.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and Chris has to get a lap in here. He doesn't have a time at all set. He needs to get something on the clock. He's just sitting there in 12th waiting, and it could be worse.
It could be absolutely worse. Exiting turn 6, down the drag strip to the what would be the Joker on the Rallycross course here in Sonoma Raceway. Such a wide hairpin, so many different lines, one of the best places to overtake on this Sonoma Raceway. And yeah, again, exiting turn 7 down the S's. Wetz has to get something done here. You cannot get stuck in traffic. We saw at Laguna, at Indianapolis, you get stuck in traffic, it's over.
Yeah, and
spinning in turn 7 was Jake
Saw that back there.
Out of the way of it was Giacomo and Schofield, so no worries there for the man from Texas. Martel across the line, 46.9. As we still focus on Wetz in the 71. I don't believe I have Clog on my monitor, so Wetz exits the hairpin, Justin. Like we mentioned so many times before, you have to get a lap done. Will it be challenging the top 5, who are all within the 1 minute 45 second bracket? He's got an outside shot of this championship.
146.1, will it stick? And it sticks. It's a 146.1. So he's got something on there that puts him in 7th at the moment. Not too bad.
Impressive pace for Frank Klein and Brock Quinn in this qualifying session.
Absolutely.
We look at Martel on monitor here in the 12, the French-Canadian. I think they made contact is what I'm hearing. Maybe that's why Ragster in the back of the queue took over second. I know how to listen very well. Apologies there. So Martel 438.440. That has been the same since the lap times unraveled.
Yeah. Wow. I just can't get over how close these drivers are, Josh.
Clog of 406. Wow. Robichaud gets held up by Dubois. I'm just taking a look through the field, and they both go off in turn 3A. So number one rule is don't hit your teammate, but also don't distract your teammate. As Martel, penultimate corner, down to the final hairpin.
Oh, boy. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be getting into a tussle with your teammate at all. Just back out of there and let them go.
As we take a look, on the right side is Dubois, apparently in the 24 because I don't know how to set league numbers correctly. And Martel on the left.
He flies off the track.
Finishing his lap. 1 minute 40. Didn't count for Martel. Another lap did not count.
Oh, boy.
And you're running out of time. I think this is really the last time that you'll have a lap.
Wow. Yeah, this is coming down to the wire now. Sometimes the sim goes in and kind of resets and adds a bit more time. I'm counting about 2 minutes. Yeah. So this is it. This is it.
Schofield should be coming to his last lap, as I do believe you're able to finish your laps if you started one when the clock expires.
You have to start it. Yeah.
Schofield crosses the line. 45.9, nowhere close is the man from New Hampshire. His time of a 45.4 stays. I have not seen a qualifying session this tight. I could be crazy and just forgetting, but 4 cars within the same 10th. Ragster across the line to begin. No, to end a lap. 45.8. Clog,
Wow.
47.3, nowhere close.
Oh, boy. Nope.
So I think Martel is going to be the last one to
yeah.
finish a lap that will mean anything unless Wetz can finish his lap. He's in 7th. I'm really shocked by Chris Wetz down the order here.
And I'm watching Chris right now just to see if he keeps this clean and has an opportunity at another lap here. I'll chime in when he gets close.
An ultimate corner for Francois Martel, 113. Got a blip of the throttle, slight downshift to make the corner. Does he dip wheels off? He does. I don't
Just
know
a
if that's
little
going to be
bit.
an off track for the 12.
I don't know.
Final hairpin, utilizing the curves to rotate the car off the final corner. Can Francois Martel pip Josh Clog, or will we have 4 cars within the same 10th of a second crossing the line as the French-Canadian on his final
I didn't
qualifying
see an off track.
lap?
This is going to count.
1 minute 46.6, nowhere close.
Not good enough, though. Not good enough.
And Savian, will Savian have something?
Chris rounding
Clog.
we got Chris rounding the final corner here now. I think this is a clean lap based on what I'm seeing here on the session events. We'll see if he has anything better for.
Wetz crosses the line in the 71, 1 minute 46.2.
Not better. Not better.
Schofield crosses the line in the 27, the man from New Hampshire. 1 minute 45.8. Ragster's got one last chance. Unless he takes this second lap, but I don't think it'll count. I think checker's out. It is 45.7. And for the first time in a while, Savian Ragster will not be on the front row of the grid, and it's by one of the slimmest margins that I have seen.
And this is a track I expected him to do pretty good at. Sonoma's not necessarily, I don't want to say home track for him, but he's an ROK 2021 100cc karting champion here at the karting track at this facility in real life. So he's been here an awful lot, and I know he's turned some real laps here too. So very interesting to see how this shakes down. We'll see who makes it through the first lap. We'll see who makes it through.
Welcome to the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge on the Automotive Sports Network with Bryan Sawyer in the production truck, Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz as we just finish up qualifying. If you're just joining us, getting ready for the 45-minute feature race. And the story of the evening is Savian Ragster going for a NASA record across rallycross and sports cars for 6 consecutive wins. He is tied with Luke Kraus. Luke did it in rallycross in 2021C with 5 in a row. And the story of the evening was Savian. He's going to take the pole. He's going to take the win. But practice, he was a second off. And in qualifying, well, he is 0.04 away from pole position. So he's still quick, but Clog was just that pinch quicker.
Just like a literal pinch. There's a pinch between the top 4, Josh. It's wild.
The grid, we'll take a look. Josh Clog on pole position. And I won't read lap times for the entire field, but it'll let you know how close this is. 1 minute 45.406, Josh Clog. 1 minute 45.438, Francois Martel. Okay, that's kind of close. Cool. Sure. 1 minute 45.440, Savian Ragster. 1 minute 45.492, David Schofield. This is going to be spicy for the top 4. Brock Quinn in 5th, 1 minute 45.716. Frank Klein, Chris Wetz down the order in 7th. Edwin Webb, Jess Rakowski, Sashit Fithaldis rounding out the top 10. Then it's Matty Grove, Jake Robichaud, Joseph DiGiacomo, and Eric Dubois. So, I say this every week, rallycross, whether it's contenders, supercars. Yep. I used to do it in lights. What's going to happen? Like, Savian pulled away the last couple weeks, but he's going to be stuck in traffic. These guys are all under a blanket. And turn 1 and 2, we've seen, I could tell you from over 20 years of watching NASCAR, for example, it is always chaos in turns 1 and 2 here in Sonoma. So hopefully our guys a little bit cleaner than that.
Yeah, I always mention it in the drivers' meeting. I tell them to be kind to one another because it's going to take a lot of give and take for all these guys to get through a turn, a lap 1 really. Because not to be a pessimist, but it's been there's been some incidents on lap 1, and that's to be expected. You get a dozen drivers barreling down on 1 lap. Tensions are running high. It's gonna happen. Mistakes are prone, but. I would love to see all these, like I say it every week too, Josh, but love to see all these guys get through there clean so we can have an awesome battle. It looks like the top 4 are going to give us a brawl tonight if we can get them all through.
Couple programming notes before we get rolling. The NASA Rallycross Lights Round 3 from Hell, Longbanen in Norway. That'll be Sunday, the 22nd. You'll have Jared Lott, James Watson, and Victor Valley for that one, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the next race for the NASA Rallycross Challenge with contenders in supercars, that will be in Norway as well on the 23rd. That will be 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Myself, Justin Robichaud, Bryan Sawyer for that. And our next race for the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge, the penultimate race at Okayama in Japan. We go to Japan to close the championship at Okayama in Fuji. That's going to be a great race. 9 p.m. Eastern Time, November 2nd, here on ASN Live. We begin to roll. Top four within literally a tenth of a second. Woo! That's going to be a good one.
Let's go. I'm excited.
As 14 cars getting ready to go. Safety car will dive to pit lane, and the field will be in the hands of Josh Klog and Francois Martel. Teammates in Rallycross, not so much here, along with Ragster. All teammates in Rallycross, not teammates here. 14 cars, 45 minutes. Glad you can join us on the Automotive Sports Network as we get ready to go green in Sonoma, California.
Oh, and they're bunching up. They're bunching up. They're tightening it up. They're going to go hard here in the turn 1 and 2, Josh.
Super close start. Green flag. Schofield gave about half a car length. Ragster says goodnight. We're
and he gets a monster jump.
To the inside. Ragster looking on Klog. Martel peeks to the inside as well. One car loose. It's Quinn in the 005. Up the hill. Turn 1. Turn 2. Very loose under braking is Ragster. Pinning Klog. Trying to the inside of turn 2. Side by side still. Exiting 2. Down to 3. Single file. No issues in the back of the field. We are still side by side. Klog hits the dirt. Ragster nearly contact between them into 3 and 3A. Ragster switcheroo slides and into turn 4. Will Martel take the spot on the outside? The French Canadian against the Californian. He won't. He gets pushed to the grass in the 12 against the 91. And Klog holds the lead as we end the first half of this lap as we go to the carousel for the first time, Justin.
Oh boy, and Frank Klein was off there in that turn as well. And actually, oh my God, I've seen Sashifa Saldis is off as well, getting just pushed. There's just a bunch of traffic back there. Tons of battles forming already, Josh, and the top 4 are starting to make a line and drive away. Look at that.
Brock Quinn is in the 4th position, as it looks like Wetz has gained a position. He's in 5th. 6th is Schofield, getting passed by the
Take it on the right, but holding.
Oh, wow. Bit of damage on the side of Schofield there. Looks like he traded a little bit of paint with somebody in some kind of kerfuffle there, maybe in the carousel. We hit the S's, and Brock Quinn sitting in 4th. Look at that. He's got an opportunity to just chasing down Martel last round, doing a fantastic job.
Way off again is Martel. Heard a little bit of grass getting kicked up from car number 12 into the penultimate corner, turn 10. Such a tricky corner, whatever car you're in. You could be committed, but then there's the tires on the left. Will Ragster think about it? He thought about it.
He's that's just his signature move. You got to expect him to do his little shimmy every single time. He loves to do it. And like I said, great way to get out of the car. It's hard to see your braking point. If you have a braking marker and you're driving 2 inches from the car in front of you, I mean, good luck seeing it, right? So he just kind of peeks out so he can see and mentally put that in his mind.
Gaining up the hill to turn 1. Thought he might have been able to make a move. He can't really make a move into turn 1. Can he get the run off of 2?
Just clinging on. You have
turn
to wonder
3A.
You have to wonder if strategy is going to start to come into play. At this point, Josh is starting to break up a little bit.
And
being a little bit more conservative.
Off of this pack. Martel
loose.
Turn 4. Off the road goes Robichaud in the back of the field. We're side by side for the lead. Can he sneak it around the outside? Can Ragster? This is going to be commitment from the 91.
Oh, and a huge calamity in the back between Edwin Webb, Jake Robichaud, and Mac. Not Mac Rove.
Let's try and take a look side by side if we can pull that up. I took a look off monitor when that was that battle for the lead. Robichaud locked it up in the 69. Justin, I'll keep an eye on the battle for the lead as Klog to the inside again. I try and give you a moment to talk for this replay, but Klog holds it. Martel sneaks in on Ragster. Per usual in the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge, you can't get up, you can't walk away. There's action in every single moment here in Sonoma, California. I'll recap that. Robichaud locked up, went off the track, came back on, and got hit by Frank Klein, I think it was. So not a good day for either of them early on here.
No, the back is really struggling tonight, and this is a track, like I said, lots of camber, lots of elevation changes. The car is very upsetting in a lot of scenarios. So those with car control are definitely going to rise to the top and push out front quickly tonight.
Martell pushed a little wide on corner exit. Quinn tried to take the spot. Wetz and Schofield sneaking into the picture here if they keep squabbling.
Brock is getting a ton of opportunities from Martell to make a move. He just needs to be patient at this point. He's riding right there. Both of these top two, the 1 and 2 and the 3 and 4, both of them having a little battle here.
And Wetz,
really, yeah,
Wetz is catching back up.
There. Exactly.
Martell's last lap, and I hate that I'm cutting you off. His last lap
was
a 47-0. Wetz was a 46-4. Schofield 45-9. They are quicker than these guys.
Oh boy.
Schofield, where did the pace come from out of him?
Well, that's the battling. And you know what? Very soon here, we're going to have 3 little mini battles forming for all of these top 3.
And the carousel can't make it stick.
Both of these drivers riding really hard right off the bat.
Up the drag strip. Slipstreaming was the 91. Poke to driver's left to the outside. Last of the late breakers. You pin the guy on the inside. Backs out of it. Thinks better of it. Deep on the brakes is Martell. Nearly into the 91 of Ragster. And Wetz and Schofield are there. Frank Klein leading the brigade in the back of the field. The mid-pack, he sits in the 7th position. And these top 4 all over each other, but it's still not Wetz or Schofield. Brock Quinn hanging on to these guys. Granted, it's only lap 3, Justin, but impressive pace for the Canadian.
It's like incredibly impressive pace. He's hanging right on to Francois Martel, and he's giving him like really no room to make any mistakes at all. And if he, like I said, if he's a little bit patient here, he can absolutely capitalize on possibly a mistake. Martell off the track again there, just a bit with the dip. You can see the
deep on the brakes.
Tries to go deep on Savian. Oh, just still
had a collision there.
Oh, it's still just kind of letting him know that he's there and he's racing him hard. And wow, look at the top 6 here now bunched up, almost forming a line here, Josh, as we enter turn 1.
I'll put it to you this way. Clog set the fastest lap. Francois resets that. 45.9, 46.3 for Quinn, 45.8 for Wetz, 45.785 for Schofield. So everybody within the same bracket here. Schofield reset the fastest lap. Frank Klein a 46.3, which he's on pace with Quinn, but Quinn is sandwiched in this field here.
Yeah, but look out for David Schofield because he's the one that stands.
Huge run for Sawyer on turn 4.
Side by side.
Oh, through turn 5, you can't make a pass
in there. If he can get the overlap. He's got the overlap. He has the benefit.
Did he hit the grass? He did. Can he hold the spot? Clogs on the outside. We're side by side. Exiting turn 6. He watches out. They nearly hit again. Down the drag strip. Martell gets the slipstream. Will he look? Driver's right. We're on lap number 4. He's going to bump draft the 199.
Boy.
Down to the hairpin to turn 7. Still side by side to the lead.
Just a bit. Smart
Clog
move.
holds the spot. Ragster might be hindered here unless he's got the momentum off corner exit. He does. Clog prevails. Car length between them. Huge run for Quinn in the 005. Martell compromised his line here, Justin.
He did, and Brock Quinn still just attached to his bumper, hanging on as we go through the S's. As all 6 of these guys are just right there in a line. No room for error for anyone.
Frank Klein made a mistake from the 7th spot. He slid. He got passed by Edwin Webb. He is now in the 8th position. These 4, well, 5, call it 6. This is incredible racing. And the fact that the entire pack has come together over over this season. We started with maybe 2 or 3 guys that were on top of each other, and the fact that we have 6 in this under a blanket is crazy to me.
Incredible. No, this driving here is masterclass. We have 2 3-way battles going on here for all top 6 of these positions, and look at this beautiful line forming.
Schofield ran the fastest lap the last time around. They were all in the 46-second bracket. Clog was 0.4, Ragster 0.4, Martell 0.5. Quinn hit the dirt and gets passed by Wetz, who ran at 0.2 the last lap, but the fastest man out of this group was David Schofield. Quinn beginning to lose touch, had an issue through the turn 3 and 3A. And Schofield trying to find a way around. Ragster gets a much better run off of turn 4 than Clog did. I don't think he's going to be able to do it again, though.
That is a corner that Savian has been just bullying Josh on all night. And he
braking.
Oh,
took a little bit wider entry. Thought about it. Well, Clog hits the bump in the middle of the corner. Surging his Ragster. We're going to be side by side. And will we have it again? Side by side down the drag strip to turn 7, the hairpin. At the far end of the circuit, Martell a couple car lengths behind Ragster. Ragster now sneaks to the inside, maybe on Clog. Thinks better of it. Schofield has to get by Quinn here if he's got any hope of caping with these top 4.
Oh, yeah, like top 6. Top 6, really. This is just like I'm still just blown away by this group right here, and Brock Quinn's still just stuck in the middle, and I'm loving it. Here comes Savian again. Nice, good run on Clog.
All of them flying through turn 10.
Oh, the sound of
down to
all
11
6 of these cars.
Down to the hairpin.
Music.
Martell deep on the brakes again. Wets, Quinn, Schofield can't find a way around. Just an update. Webb, Klein, Vitaldis, and Grove rounding out the top 10. And crossing the line to end lap number 5. Clog still leads. Chris Wetz, the fastest car out of this. He ran a 46.0. Everyone else ran a 4 or higher. So Chris Wetz trying to get back into this. The man from Texas. Still sitting in 4th, which is still impressive, but we'll just have to see how the lap times unravel. And I'll tell you what, I talked about Brock Quinn increasing his pace. This is exactly what he needs as a guy to increase your pace. You learn. He is using this track time to the fullest right now to stay with this pack of cars.
Oh goodness. And like you can see like the ebb and flow of all of their their strengths and weaknesses, and here we go, this is a section that's been strong for Savian. A little bit of a gap now, these top 2 on Francois Martel at the moment, just making a few mistakes.
Does Ragster think about it? He poked out for a minute doing his signature fade, and now behind Clog in the 199. He runs very wide on the exit of 7 to utilize all the track, all the curb to get that flow through the S's. And I know I said it earlier, and we're only 6 laps in, but such a beautiful track here in Sonoma, California, and wine country. Such a wonderful circuit.
I agree. You talk about a circuit that was just beautifully designed for the landscape. They say that's how you should design a course, and boy, Sonoma proves that, doesn't it?
Down to the hairpin yet again. Clog still leads ahead of Ragster. Ragster trying to find an alternate line around. And remember, we still got that pit stop. I don't expect any tires to be taken. Schofield has dispatched Brock Quinn, so the man from New Hampshire now has a decent gap to try and make up. It's about 3 or a second and a half to Wetz.
He's been driving
right on board Clog.
He's been driving real quick. Almost
fastest lap for the 199.
Yeah. Oh, Josh Clog takes it. But man with a mission, David Schofield. You're talking about a driver that's had bad luck this season. He's one of them. First race of the year. Really looked like he was going to go and take it, but first lap mistake ends it, and it was just all downhill from there. And I'd really love to see it. He's made it through the first lap here tonight.
Ragster.
Oh boy. Made it through this first lap, so let's see if he can make the rest of the race and have a fairly good result, or maybe a chance at a good battle at the end.
We wonder with the second season of the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge. Stay tuned for our Thursday night slot going into 2024. There's some big things coming potentially, but David Schofield had that issue in turn 1 in Tsukuba. Had the issue, I think he crashed in mid-Ohio. I was not here for Road America, but I remember when he crashed in Indianapolis and Laguna, he had that bad luck as well. So the tale of horrible luck for the man from New Hampshire. As Ragster, huge run off of turn 7. He's got nowhere to go through the S's, though. That's what's so tricky.
Schofield a bit wide too, almost opening
Ragster
up another
wide
little
as
tiny
well
door for Quinn.
Through 8A, around turn 9. Martel closing, as they were all, this top 4 was in the 45-second bracket, and Schofield ran a 46.7 that last time around.
I think we're on with is that Brock Quinn we were on with? Clog. Ragster. We were on with Ragster chasing Clog down. The dark bumper. Couldn't make it out.
Ending lap number 7. Josh Clog, super consistent. He ran a 45.777 this last time around, and he reset the fastest lap the previous lap at a 45.736. Ragster 45.9, 45.8 for Martel, 46.3 for Wetz. Wetz just doesn't have the 100% consistency. It's ebbing and flowing in the pace from him. Ragster messy through turn 3, Justin.
He's sitting. Oh, boy. Yeah, there's a bit of urgency coming there, and now Martel's kind of bridging the gap and coming into play here again.
As these 3, like we mentioned in the opener, are teammates in the NASA Rallycross Challenge, but all 3 on completely different teams here. Pocket Sand Incorporated, Woven by Toyota Factory Racing, and Team Watson Racing. Ragster peeks to the inside again. He's had the momentum, but this is the best he has looked in the past couple of laps.
Oh, he got a ton of momentum off here.
97. Will we see a little NASCAR side draft down to turn 7? Who will be the last of the late breakers?
I
Claude
don't know.
holds the
It's
spot.
got to be an over-under.
Here comes Martel in the 12. Can Ragster over-under and clips the curb? Leaves the door open for Martel.
Claude is unbelievably fast through that corner, Josh. Wow, you got to think Savian scrubbed a ton of speed taking that outside line. There's just no advantage in taking that outside on that corner at all. There's no speed there.
He hit the curb, exiting turn 7 as well, which sent him a little wide and lost him a little pace. Sounds really silly, but 4 tires on the tarmac are better than 2, so you try and avoid those huge hits to the curbs.
Sometimes two wheels on their side have less road resistance than 4.
With this?
Wow.
I just talked about his inconsistent pace, and now he's all over the top 3 again.
That came in one corner, Josh. That was right there in turn basically 11 and 12. And here he's in play now on Martel.
46.3 for Clog, 46.0 Ragster, 46.1 Martel, 45.7 for Chris Wett. Schofield, fastest man of all, 45.5 for the man from New Hampshire.
And Schofield was 2/10 up on Wett. So really, you give this a few laps, and Schofield's going to be in this battle again too. And maybe we might have the top 5 again under another blanket later on in this race. And we've got pit strategy that's going to roll out too. There's tons of mistakes. Look at how close all of these drivers are, Josh. There's tons of mistakes that can be made in the pit entry. A lot of these drivers practicing the pits tonight. Love to see how that's going to play out. Pit entry here is really tough.
First man to pit, Matty Grove from the back of the field. Speaking of pit entry, I talked to you right when we jumped on before we came on air, and Ragster was practicing the pit entry. He gets a huge run off the carousel again. I'll try and wait for this.
So he's going
down the drag strip, bump drafting him down to turn 7. He chooses the outside again. I think if he runs a little bit fast. Little bit out braking his Clog. Does he do an over-under again and clobber the curb?
There's no speed in it.
I think you have to run the inside on both apexes.
Yeah, he's going to have a good run here. Yeah, he's going to have a good...
As a 1 apex corner. Good run through the S's again. Sorry to cut you off, Justin.
No, you're good.
Won't let up.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The track at the 12. Mowing the lawn, and I think it's going to be a slowdown for him. Will it be? I don't believe so. We've got these two battling. Ragster nearly off the track in the 91.
No slowdown, but that was an off track, a 1X. So
to complete my point before these guys had their crazy race, so Ragster was practicing pit entry, literally racing into the pit entry as you should. He locked up the brakes. I thought he was going to not make pit entry, but he did, 45 miles an hour. So pit entry here in Sonoma. Granted, it's an art form at any road circuit, but especially here because you barely have a car width wide. You have the hairpin. It takes big attachments to not be afraid to hit that wall.
Oh, yeah, and not be afraid to smack all these curbs, too. You really got to ride them here at this track. They carve a lot of time, so... but Sabian just clinging on Josh Clog. Driving almost a different line through this corner, too. And he's a lot quicker, so... Very interesting.
45.7 for Schofield. He was the fastest man on the circuit out of the top 5 that last time around. Everyone else was in the 46-second bracket.
He's hanging right onto Wett's right now, and just, yeah, with that fastest lap, he's on a mission. He's on a mission. He wants that podium. He feels like he deserves one.
Again, he's going to try it! To sneak into the inside.
Wow, that was a move. Ooh. And great on Clog for staying cool and keeping his braking zone, because if he did hesitate for a moment and maybe brake a bit too much, that would have opened up a door for Sabian, and I think Sabian at this point in the race would have tried to take it.
As Clog hits the curb through turn 8. Rounding 8. Ragster had to blip the brakes to avoid hitting him.
Oh, he's coming up.
9, into turn 10. Will we see an overtake for the lead from Sabian Ragster to Josh Clog?
Down the straightaway. Inside?
To turn 11, the penultimate corner here in Sonoma Raceway. Pitting is
wide.
Pulling the pin to the grenade. Martel goes wide, trying to take the spot from Ragster. As the pit strategy begins, I hate to do this, but we have to step aside. We're going to go side by side. We'll be back shortly here in Sonoma.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
It's side by side, nearly 3 wide of Met and Palacio. Front bumper of a Betty down to turn 2. Clog takes the lead. The Real still has him jokered inside. Clog on McKenna. Contact between them. We welcome you back to round 8 of the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge with Bryan Sawyer in the production truck, Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. As,
I'm bouncing. Did you not see that?
I did
you not see that? Oh, Francois Martel went off the track and gave the position to David Schofield right before the carousel.
Slow car in the way, Jake Robichaud down to the
boy.
hairpin. Does this give Martel, or sorry, Ragster what he needs? Locked up on corner entry.
No, it didn't help at all. It might have actually been a bit of a detriment, but good on Jake for just slamming on the brakes and getting out of everybody's way.
Just a reminder, our series is brought to you in association with Woven by Toyota, mobility to love, safety to live. For more information, visit woven.toyota today. Coverage also brought to you by NordVPN for up to 63% off a 2-year plan. NordVPN.com/ASNTVUSA. And our cameras for the entire season provided by TrackCams22.com. These guys have been electric all
there goes
night
Savian.
long. Ragster pits.
I'm on
Mertz
him.
was the first one to pit in the 71 earlier before we went to break. Ragster pits now. So we'll take a look. I'll go over a couple programming notes while we have a moment. Remember, NASA Rallycross Lights from Hell in Lonkbanen in Hell in Norway. That'll be Sunday, the 22nd. Jared Lott, James Watson, Victor Valley for that, 9 p.m. Eastern. Monday, the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge, also in Norway. Myself, Justin Robichaud, Bryan Sawyer for that. That will be Monday, the 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern, starting with contenders. And our next round, the penultimate round of the NASA Sports Car Challenge at Okayama in Japan, November 2nd. 9 p.m. Eastern, ASN Live. So, the strategy beginning to unravel. Keep in mind, if you'd like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network. And if you'd like to race, all the info at www.nasasimracing.com. So, strategy being played. Wet's already pitted. Ragster has pitted. And, Wet's all over Ragster on the pit stop rotation. Yeah. It's a car length.
Yeah, because he's about 2 seconds faster. I don't know if we can get the split up from them, but... like by my calculations,
let's try and get a side-by-side going on this, because
a couple seconds is enough to get him back in play for sure.
This is crucial because if they start squabbling, let's keep an eye on the right. It's Wetz versus Ragster. On the left is Clog, Schofield, Martel for the top 3. Yet to pit are the top 3. Ragster holding off Wetz by about 0.6 of a second in the 91 against the 71. Will we see a response immediately from Clog and company, or no? Clog does not, Schofield does not, Martel does not. So they reckon that not pitting now is a benefit. Martel nudges Schofield. Schofield locked it up on corner entry. And that's exactly why I thought you should have pit to respond to the 91. These guys going to squabble. That's not going to help them. It's going to help Clog.
Yeah, but sure is. It sure is. Battles don't benefit anybody except the guys behind them. So, yep, this is going to open a door, especially if these two get into it pretty tough.
We ride on board, or we did ride on board with defending Supercars Rallycross champion Francois Martel sitting in the 3rd spot, the French Canadian. Clog still leads. He ran a 45.5 the last time around. Let's try and find Ragster and Wetz to take a look at their lap times. Ragster, because he pitted last lap, it won't be too accurate, but he ran a 150 or 207, and then Wetz a 46.1. These two battling for second again. Schofield versus Martel. What fantastic racing here in
Loses
Sonoma.
a bit of time in the carousel, but he's got a bit of a runoff. Actually, he's got a good run. Actually, not a great place to make a pass though.
Drivers left,
We've learned
drivers
that.
right, sneaking to the inside. Schofield gives him plenty of room. Down to the corner. Martel thought better of it, but Schofield misses the corner. Here comes Martel in turn 7.
Oh no! Getting tight on it is going to give that away.
Spot closes the door. Was Schofield gonna go? No, he's not. I thought, oh my goodness, side by side through the S's.
I don't think it's worth it. There's about 20 minutes left in this race. It's not worth it. Just give that position back. You made one little mistake. Nah, it's not worth it.
Schofield, huge run out of 8A, down to 9, down to 10. Thought better of it on the inside. Clog is not pitting. Will Martel pit? He will not, nor will Schofield, pitting or Dubois out of the way of the lead lap cars. Quinn has not pitted either in the 005. In this field, Wetz is still clinging to the rear wing of the 91. It looks like it's about a second now is the gap.
I need these guys to pit, Josh. I want to know how it's going to fall out. These top 5 are killing me. They're killing me. Because, like, a lot of these drivers, this is going to be traffic. It's going to be traffic big time. Because, oh, Martel super loose. Oh, my goodness. Gives up a bunch of time. Driving very defensive now against David Schofield.
Flips the curb. Car got a little upset in the wrong kind of way. Over 3A.
Oh, he's half the car off.
Blind corner. So the car gets super light when you crest that hill, and then it doesn't load back up until right basically at the corner. So it's so hard to get your braking zone right for turn 4 here at Sonoma.
Oh, boy.
I might not have driven this car, I'll be transparent, but all the practice and the prototypes, I'm assuming that something transfers over
It
here in Sonoma.
It must.
Clog comfortably out front by 3.5 seconds, Justin. I think Clog might hold this, or maybe Ragster pulled something out of the hat.
But Ragster does have some clean air, to be fair. So they both do. So really, it's going to boil down, like I said, to pit strategy. I'm watching Josh like a hawk to see it when he darts off, because he's going to come out and it's going to be mayhem. It's going to be into traffic. So I'm just really I'm pumped to see where he's going to come out. Will he come out a bit ahead?
Good choice.
Maybe with a really good pit.
There was contact between Edwin Webb and Frank Klein in turn 3. It looks like Webb just came right across like Klein didn't exist, and he got turned. Schofield pits in the 27, locks up on pit entry, makes the limiter.
Still gets a decent entry though in there.
Quinn pits. Francois has not pitted. Clog has not pitted, so 2 out of the lead cars have not pitted. Where is Ragster? Ragster entering turn 10, and these guys have yet to get to their pit box. So I think Ragster's going to comfortably hold this spot. Down to turn 11.
Oh, it's very possible.
Schofield will park Quinn. I think Quinn's an easy gimme for Ragster. It's going to be close with him and Schofield, but these cars, with the lack of power, it's so long to get going again. Here comes Ragster through turn 12, crosses the line.
James
Schofield
on the
drops.
power getting out.
So hard to get back up to speed. Ragster takes the spot.
Absolutely does. So does Wetz.
Second faster on the pit box. Schofield looks like about 0.8 of a second faster, if my math is correct, or 6. Sorry.
Ooh.
But I think Ragster might have got that on the pit entry compared to Schofield.
Yeah, and he probably made it back up on the track too at that point as well. So it's kind of moot. But just Josh Clog and Francois Martel at this point, other than Eric, the only drivers that haven't.
Clog and Martel. One retirement in tonight's race. Matty Grove in the 472. Self-proclaimed terrible on road courses, but it's good to see Matty even trying. As some people wouldn't jump into a new discipline, but he does that and tries his best.
Sonoma's a tough track, man. Wow, what a track to jump into.
Clog
I remember.
pits
Well,
in
here
the
he goes.
199. Will Martel pit? Martell pits as well. Keep an eye on Ragster for me. I got an eye on Clog and Martell on my monitor internally. Clog has hit the pit limiter. And Martell, that might be speeding. He was 50 at the pit line.
Oh, I'm watching.
Where is Ragster? Ragster just got through turn 8A, rounding turn 9 to 10. Clog still not to the pit box. This might be Ragster's race.
This could be.
Will we see 6 in a row? We still have
It's
a
gonna
long
be.
time left.
It's going to
Ragster
be very
braking
close.
for turn 11. Both
Oh,
of them
wow.
in the pit box. We compare the pit time from Clog to Ragster. Ragster exits turn 11 to turn 12. Clog
Oh,
exits
he's coming
the pit
out.
lane.
He's coming
Will
out.
this be it? Martell exits the pit lane as well. Crossing the line is Ragster. Ragster will lose the spot, get the spot back from Martell. Clog holds the lead.
Yep. This files right in there. Very close pit box time from both Ragster and I'm looking
Wetz
at it
pits
now.
Martell.
Clog has a second on him anyways in the pit box, so fantastic work from Clog to just keep his head down, do a good race, have a good pit.
Martell off the
keep it in
track
front.
in the 12. We talked
Again.
about the opener. Wetz down on pace. He was in 7th, but he has made
France.
a methodical drive here.
Francois Martel needs to be careful. He's coming up very, very, very close on a drive-through penalty that's going to end his race, Josh.
I forgot about that. We do have the incident count here in the Sports Car Challenge with the road courses, obviously. So, forgive me, and I'm going to be ignorant on a live call. I don't know how many incidents he has or what he needs or what he doesn't need to get that penalty.
Wow, it's 20, and he's at 9 now. If he keeps going off, it's going to be very soon. He's going to hit this.
So now Martell off the podium in the 12, got pipped by Wetz. What a drive for the 71. And now it is an all-out brawl the last 15 minutes as Ragster goes off to see who will win this race.
Wow.
Will we see a NASA record broken this evening, 6 consecutive wins, or will Clog break that streak?
Oh, Avian deep on the brakes.
Wetz and Martell battling as well.
Using up all the track there, Josh Savian, nearly touching the wall on exit.
Clog crosses the line, still holds the lead. Ragster 45.6, 46.7 for Wetz. And Ragster stalking the 199 of Clog.
David Schofield's just knocking on the door of Francois Martel right now. He's losing a bit of time with all these off tracks. I don't know if he's a bit phased or what's going on, but maybe there's a bit of car damage. I don't know, but he's putting the car off. Oh, that's
Couple
the
of car
10th for
legs.
Francois.
Let's ride on board. We called side-by-side instead of an onboard, so apologies for that one. On the right side, we've got, looks like Martell and Schofield. On the left, we got Clog and Ragster. Pick your battle. Beautiful camera work by Track Cams. Appreciate that. Beautiful production work from Bryan Sawyer, as always. Thank you so much for what you do for us here at NASA and ASN, my friend. And to bring us the NASA Sports Car Challenge. Reborn in 2023, and I'll tell you what, so much better than the previous iteration. Won't go into detail, but so much fun to watch, and so excited that hopefully we can bring this back again. Ragster pushing so hard, he went off the track. He's got a huge run on Clog through turn 9.
Oh boy, and he's still he's still clinging on. I'm just like blown away here.
It's let me tell you.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's 10 years worth of commentary. You kind of figure out how to talk through a battle, but otherwise it just takes your breath away with how perfect these guys are running.
Yeah, and making mistakes too, swapping my cameras as Bryan points out. There's a ton going on. This has just been a fantastic race.
Gains. Will we see a move into turn 2?
There's nothing here though, but he's got a setup.
On the way.
And it's a teammate. And I think Savian actually benefited the least from that, unfortunately. Lost a ton of time. Josh Clog just kind of sent it, and it worked out for him, but a bit of a hesitation.
Going to be in the way of these guys. Will we see the man from Maine get out of the way? We're going to take a second look, Justin. Or actually, we're going to bring it on our main feed as we're looking at, believe this is Ragster. This is after the incident as they get by Dubois now in the carousel.
Back a little bit.
Roll his
There we go.
Oh, he was trying to go to the outside, and so she was there.
Yeah. He wanted to keep that run out, use up all the track. Wasn't expecting to see a car. Oh wow! I mean, we come back from replay and it's just. Did we travel back in time again? Are we sure this is live, Brian?
You click live like 9 times and figure it out.
That's,
gap
wild.
between these two.
And look at David Schofield cutting Wets off.
Schofield and Wets. Oh,
wow! It takes the spot.
Them. Wow.
Martel absolutely loving that.
He's coming up on Dubois, though, at a not friendly part to make a pass. Will we? Raxter, he's right up turn 10, sneaking to the inside. Will this be the pass for the lead? Deep on the brakes for both of them, down to 11. Clog locks up side by side on corner exit.
It's a good run here.
Battle through turn 12, to turn 1. Words are hard. Battle for the lead.
He's gonna lose it.
Holds it.
Yeah, distance. Inside line's gonna give Josh the benefit here, but we go right back and reset.
Gaining. You said there's nothing here. I think Raxter wants to change that opinion. Not this lap.
No, not this lap, but if he does a big gain like he did last time, he's in striking distance at the moment, any corner. And that pressure, that's tough to drive through, so you got to hope Josh Clogg's keeping his eyes out of that rearview mirror.
Flips the curb. Raxter did not. Down to turn 4. Raxter on the absolute maximum of adhesion. That car wanted to turn left when the track turns right.
Oh, and he's got 1 inch of the tire on the gravel, just enough to touch a rock. So fast in this section. Great in the carousel. Sets himself up for an inside.
Raxter on the curb. Slides it. And the championship leader saves it.
Oh, boy. What a save, though. What a save. Wow. But he was this far back last lap, so that's just a reset. He's got plenty of time. If he can bridge a gap like he did last lap once more. See if he's got anything left.
10 minutes left to go. And I don't care if you're not a fan of someone winning every race. Cool, whatever. But you have to admire how hard these guys are driving.
Oh boy, and Savian Raxter is a driver that he is running a Fanatec DD, and he is using it. He is simulating the car. Like, he uses this as a training tool because he races karts in real life, and he does use this to train. So, trying to simulate everything as much as possible. So he's fighting it. So that save, not only is that gonna raise his heart rate just in adrenaline alone. But yeah, he's fighting that wheel for sure. And you can actually see the effects on the tires already just from trying to save that. The scrubbing, bit tight on exit there in the final corner. He's gonna have to manage that tire heater. He's gonna give up some time to Francois Martel here.
Remember, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network for all of our content. Streams on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. And if you'd like to join, especially with this brilliant series, NASASimRacing.com. Just under 8.5 minutes left to go. Let's call it that. Clog leads ahead of Raxter by about a second. Raxter lost that time when he had that fantastic save in turn number 6, the carousel. Martel, Schofield, Wets, the top 5. These guys have been all over each other all night long. And you know what, Brock Quinn, it's no discredit to Brock, Justin, but Brock has still kind of held on to this pack. Pretty impressive, I might say.
I'm very impressed, and Brock's been putting in a ton of work, and the team's been putting in a ton of work. I don't want to say I don't manage the team, but I'm still kind of privy to inside, and I still poke around, and they're just they're working together and making each other faster, and it's fantastic to watch. And really, Savian's been a driver of that. And
Giacomo in the way of the leaders,
and he just brakes hard.
What is Giacomo doing? In the way of the leaders.
Yeah, he's just trying to find a spot to get off. That's one of those spots. Just slam on the brakes and park off to the side. Tough spot to stay out of the way, though. Those S's are full speed, and oh boy, Savian pushing so hard on that braking zone.
Gap is 0.6 of a second. He locked up a pinch, lost a couple tenths to Clog. So cool under pressure is Josh Clog. If you hear his interviews, hear his voice, the man is just cool. That the definition of cool, you'll see Josh Clog's picture in the dictionary.
Yeah.
As he leads ahead of Savian Raxter, Francois Martel, David Schofield, Chris Wetz, the top 5.
Go up, yes.
This looks like Clog a little loose on the exit of turn 2 there, Justin.
Oh, yeah, you got to expect there's a bit of tire drop off at this point in the track like this. None of these guys took tires right. So someone's in the chat actually saying, talking about the tires and how it's all on pace. But yeah, and I did mention it in the chat, but there would be some tire drop off, absolutely. And there would be some tracks that may benefit from taking maybe just fronts or possibly all 4 tires. But we haven't seen a track like that yet here. All drivers feel like taking no tires and the increased time. It takes a lot of time to take those tires on top of fuel. So no, the time outweighs the benefit and the balance shift in the car later on, and you just manage. And yes, the cars will get a bit looser later on here. Savian bridges his gap again on Josh Clog in this sector. He's so fast through that carousel, Josh. As we come through the S's.
A 10th up in Sector 2, half a second up in Sector 1. And we'll just take a look through Sector 3, through the S's, weaving your way, clipping the curves ever so perfectly. Schofield's got a huge run off of 8A, trying to take it to Martel for the 3rd spot. Wetz was on the podium a couple moments ago and had an issue in the 71. As I'd estimate about 3 laps to go. According to the estimation, we go to lap 26, so
yep.
4 laps to go, it looks like.
So desperation mode will set in very, very soon. I'm sure we'll see the body language, their car body language shift very soon to a bit more wild. Ragstor will bridge the gap and probably start to fling the car around a little bit more.
Is Martel defending between the turns, turn 1 and turn 12?
Oh boy, but he's got David Schofield right on his bumper there. Turn 1, turn 2. Both of these guys here. You can go side by side, Brian, if you want. I'll keep on this battle on Francois. Oh my goodness!
Here comes Martel!
What happened there?
Well, Clog gets turned, they made contact, and now we have to take a second look.
Oh, we got to go look at that again.
We're going to roll it back and see.
What happened?
And Ragstor had a huge run through turns 3 and 3A and hooked the 199.
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
Now Martel probably smells blood. So does Schofield. So does Wetz.
They all do.
Something finally happened. Martel on the dirt, a little bit loose.
Oh,
but these guys have to make sure that they hang with the 91.
And Clog's right back in it at the back of this pack. He doesn't have a ton of time to make a move, so just unfortunate.
Ragstor leads, dropped the left rear on the dirt and was pointed towards the wall, but he saved it. Through turn 10, down to 11. Can Martel, granted we've still got 3 laps to go, coming to 3 laps to go, but can Martel hang with it? Oh, so deep on the brakes. It's the 12! Locked it up. Whoa.
Oh, wow. He was almost giving Ragstor a little bit of his own medicine there.
I thought they were going to crash.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Netcode was very kind to them in that corner.
Half a second between the top 2 and a further half a second back to Schofield. 2 races in a row where that nearly happened. I'm corrected. Clog got spun by Ragstor last time as well.
No, I forgot about that, Josh.
I honestly forgot about that as well. So thanks, Bryan Sawyer, for picking us up on that. And now if you're Martel, you're falling back into the clutches of Schofield. Not what you need to see if you're trying to hang with Ragstor.
No, and like I said, it was already very clear David Schofield was driving with a vengeance. He's got the fastest lap here tonight, and he's on the podium. You got to know he's excited about that, but he's absolutely a driver that is just poised to be on the podium somewhere, but hungry for a better position. You know he wants a win. He wants all those points that he's lost and the mistakes that he's been caught up in. As there's a big move here from Wetz as he goes on the outside.
Down to turn 7. Will he outbreak
It's just not
Schofield?
the place. It's not the place. Schofield's going to have the run. It's just, that's how the lines worked all night. There they go. They file back in.
You have to basically be ahead of them at the braking zone, like fully car length ahead for it to work.
Oh, yeah. And even then, I still don't think it's going to come out side by side. It's just not how you're going to want to come into the S's side by side. Oh, boy. That's slow on both of you.
Ragstor leads from Martel, coming to 2 laps to go here in Sonoma, California. The gap is 0.6 of a second. Dare I say it, I think Francois is practicing for a last lap dive on Ragstor.
Clog is just stole that position from Wetz. Didn't even ask, just grabbed it.
Do you think he
Sights
has
set
enough
on
time?
Schofield. I don't think so. He might have enough time for a charge on Schofield. But Schofield's, like I said, fastest lap tonight. He's been pretty focused. Out of all the drivers here, I feel like he's made the least mistakes. Been caught up in a couple little bumps in the early stages of the race, but oh boy.
Car got very light for Schofield through turn 2. He was drifting through turn 2, laid some rubber marks down on the pavement.
But he looks sharp. He looks sharp, and he still looks pretty calm and cool. Oh, wow, the gap in the top 3.
Half a second from Ragster to Martell. 7/10 to Schofield, another half a second back to Clog. About a lap and a half left to go here in Sonoma. Ragster trying to hold on for his 6th consecutive victory. Depending on who you talk to, it won't be a very good win with the contact with Josh Clog, but sometimes stuff happens in racing, and sometimes you're the beneficiary, sometimes you're the guy that gets taken out. But Ragster still holds the lead, still half a second. Martell, lap and a half. Like I said last lap, I think he's practicing for a last lap, last corner dive bomb. I wouldn't put it past him. No disrespect, but I wouldn't put it past him.
He's almost been practicing it all night.
I mean that because you have to make something happen.
Like,
so
we're coming up on it here, but watch, like all night, last 5 laps, he's been practicing it. See if he tries it again here. He's very deep.
10.
I just don't feel like deep on the brakes here is fast. It's very apparent to me that early, smooth, and early on the gas coming out is very quick. As you can see, Savian already bridging the gap on the exit there.
White flag in Sonoma, California, and history lies in the balance. Granted, this is a new series, but across all NASA divisions, the record is 5 consecutive victories. It was Luke Krause in NASA Rallycross in 2021C. He got 5 victories in a row on that season. Savian Ragster has won the last 5 rounds in a row, and contact with Josh Clog might put a little damper on this, but trying to get 6 in a row is Savian Ragster, and one hand on the inaugural Sportscar Challenge Championship with over 50 points on Chris Wetz. All he has to do, I think, is start in Okayama, and he would win the championship. We're not there yet, though. We still have half a lap to go. The gap is 0.4 of a second to Francois Martel.
Oh, Francois pushing so hard, too.
And Francois is hungry. Great run off the corner for the French-Canadian.
Oh, boy.
The defending Rallycross Supercars champion, putting a little bit of his experience from those cars into these, down to turn 7 for the final time, Justin.
He's setting up. He's keeping nice and tight here. He learned his lesson. Just ride the fast line with him. Set something up late. Oh,
if I had enough cable on my headphones, I'd be standing up right now because this is going to be fantastic. S's for the final time. Ragster leads Martel, leads Schofield, Clog, and Mertz the top 5.
Sneaking goes.
Track in the 12.
Oh, boy.
These guys are under a blanket. Lap car in the way. Jake Robichaud, will he get in the way in the hairpin? Final chance for Francois Martel.
Mistake might have sealed it.
Both of them down to the final corner, deep on the brakes as the 12. Robichaud in the middle of the track, off of turn 11, and that's going to seal it. It's going to be 6 wins in a row, a new NASA record, and Savian Ragster does it in Sonoma, California, ahead of Francois Martel and David Schofield.
Unbelievable racing.
Wow, that's a Thursday.
Oh, wow.
What a race.
Oh, and he does it.
By 0.2 of a second is the gap. Ragster over Martel over Schofield. Clog back to 4th, Wetz in 5th, and those 5 were on top of each other all night long, and I'll put it to you this way. Brock Quinn ended 6 seconds off the lead, but Frank Klein 39.5 seconds off the top 5.
That's incredible. Look at that gap. That gap list. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wow, I'm so proud of these guys for getting through those first couple laps and giving us a good, I mean, not the back, the poor back end of the field. I guess I mean the top few that have been beating and banging and rumbling all season and getting in unfortunate battles. We've got some people finishing up. Do we have anybody finishing up any laps?
Let's take a look and see.
So.
I think Eric Dubois and Rakowski. As is Savian going to the karting track? Is he on the karting track?
No, he isn't now. I'm surprised he isn't beelining it for it. That's a staple for him. He'll drive out there and Do donuts on the track. Maybe he's too
Wow.
far. What a race. Start to finish.
We're gonna bring in. I'll have a chat with our second place man, Francois Martel, because I don't think David Schofield is
David's
on our
down there.
Discord. He is.
He's down there.
So I know what I'm doing. We're gonna start out actually. Sorry, Francois. We're gonna start out with Schofield here, and if you don't mind having a chat with him while I update my spreadsheet. David Schofield, Justin Robichaud, all yours.
David, welcome to your. Is this your first interview of the season?
I think this might be my second one.
Okay, I don't have my stat book up. I feel a little silly now, but
It's okay.
it must feel good to be back up in here. What a fantastic race you had. It looked like you were just running out there with a vengeance. What was going through your mind today?
Today, well, I had the fastest lap in practice, but I couldn't put it down in qualifying. So, this is a real tough place to pass, and you pay for mistakes pretty well when you're or pretty good. You pay for mistakes pretty heavily when you're fighting for position. So, yeah, starting in fourth, not ideal, but just thought I'd hang back, save some fuel, and see if the guys ahead of me would do some of the work for me.
Hey,
Only got one position in the end, but hey, ended up on the podium. I'll take it.
hey, that's fantastic. I mean, you got I think by my calculation, you got the fastest lap in the race too. So you got a little bonus point
that's
there.
awesome.
So fantastic job all around. Like it looked like you were just laser focused tonight, and you did a great job. Just staying through all the calamity that did happen around you, and a fantastic race. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
Obviously, everyone at NASA, you and Josh in the booth, and Bryan, Sawyer doing the graphics. It's always a fun time coming out here, and Woven by Toyota for sponsoring this whole thing. It's been a really great season so far.
Awesome. Thank you so much, David. Have a great night. Enjoy that third place victory.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
We'll bring in second place man, Francois Martel. I promise it's interview time now.
Yes.
There's so much stuff that happened in this race. I guess, wow, just walk me through, I guess, qualifying when you look at the board and 5 cars are within 1/10 of a second. What are your thoughts?
My first thought were to take a picture and send that to my friend and say, get in the broadcast now, emergency. So that it's really complex track. The 8.6 also is a really tricky car to drive. The Japanese said that it really teaches a driver to drive because you don't rely on fancy tricks, and that's really much true for this car. So yeah, like my strategy for the race was just to chill for the first half, with before the pit stop, but it was nothing but chill. We had me and David, we were trying to follow each other, and we kept making mistakes. So it was very tight, but still very fun.
Let me take a look. Unofficially, you are second in points. You're looks like you're 9 ahead of Chris, but the championship seems a little bit out of reach. It's not officially locked up yet from Ragster, but I know we have a couple weeks left still. But what's the mindset going into these last couple races? Practice to try and get the edge over Ragster in the next season?
Oh, that's for sure. I didn't know that we had a next season, but I'm never not going to try and push for the win, whatever happens. I'm a little bit tight on schedule, but I'm sure Savian is too. So, superb drive by Savian. I'm a bit too wild still behind the wheel. Sometimes I don't respect, let's just say, the boundaries of the track.
Oh, let me tell you about that one.
yeah, like all the rallycross experience, let me tell you, in this particular race, it paid off because, I think I went over the crest and into the dirt a couple times, which is my happy place, but I gotta learn how to clean it up, really. That's a big deal.
I guess last question for you. It seemed like you were setting up, potentially for, like a last corner dive bomb. Was that the mentality, trying to find the breaking point to maybe take the fight to him in the final corner? Not until you made that mistake, unfortunately, through the S's.
For the last corner, I thought, maybe he would push and get wide, and do a mistake. So I would just try and like be more on the inside as possible. But it's funny because I saw that it was actually the fastest way around this corner at that moment. So I had it all wrong all the race. So, but yeah, I tried something, but I wouldn't force it because it's just mean to do.
And lastly, my friend, anyone you'd like to thank for your second place result tonight?
I'd like to thank Caffeine. Would be impossible without you. Then after that, everybody that was in the race that raced with us, it was super fun. Shout out to Woven Planet. Thanks a lot. And lastly, if you want the great setup that we have for the GR86, go on teamwatsonracing.com.
I love it. Justin, anything for our second place man?
No, not at all. Fantastic drive, Francois. I even with all the off tracks, I still thoroughly enjoyed watching you race tonight. So great job on a P2, my friend.
Thank you.
The man of the hour, 6 consecutive victories. It's a new NASA record. Savian Ragster, Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Savian Ragster. This is we should just book your time for this, right? Like this time slot. Seems like you're just walking away with it. Walk me through the race, actually, specifically late race. Yeah, you seem to do fantastic all around. Really, just pushing really hard, harassing people, and talk me through the end there. What was going through your head?
Yeah. Well, first off, I want to start by apologizing to Josh. I really don't know how. I think he lifted just a little bit more than normal in between turn 3 and 4 there, and got into the back of him. Definitely not how I wanted to pass him. I was trying to get around him clean the entire race, and that is a bummer. But besides that, I felt really quick here this entire week. Did a lot of practice, had a lot of clean laps, and I felt a little ragged out there today. That's the most off tracks I've ever had. I think in any race. Maybe I thought it was a rallycross version of Sonoma or something, but it worked out in the end, and I'm really happy to be here on the top spot of the podium.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the protest form up for the drivers. I forgot to get that up for them. So man, fantastic.
Josh, we'll need that.
Yeah, yeah, he's gonna need it to protest you. Yeah. No, man, fantastic. That's 6 races in a row. You didn't get the fastest lap tonight. Actually, David Schofield was just was hungry for something tonight.
Oh, come on!
And stole that. Okay, it was actually really it was a really good lap. It was a 1:45.333.
How much did he get me by?
0.5 in the end. Yours was a 1:45.8.
Wow. Wait, 5/10 or 50 thousandths?
5/10.
5 half a second?
5/10. Yeah, half a second.
He went half a second faster than that's embarrassing.
As the best, yeah.
We shouldn't laugh like this on a live feed, but that was great.
Oh goodness, Savian, just a fantastic drive tonight. Who do you want to thank?
Oh gosh, I always got to thank my team, Woven by Toyota. You guys are awesome. Everyone here on Woven by Toyota was super quick today. Thank you guys, great support, and thank everyone for putting this show on.
Awesome. I'm really hoping. We keep talking about a second season, and I really hope it happens. We will try and make it work, regardless of who we have as a sponsor. But I really do hope it's Woven by Toyota. I hope we've done good. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, Savian, and you have a great night and enjoy this epic victory. And you have a chance to make it 7 next round, and we go to Japan for the final 2 rounds. Are you excited for that?
Oh, I'm super excited. Home track for the company, and it's going to be super fun driving there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Savian.
Let's get some confirmation on the results after tonight's race here in Sonoma, California. Savian Ragster, 6th consecutive victory. It's a NASA record. And we might be looking at NASA records being broken all throughout the week. As remember, Rallycross, we can look at 3 wins from the start of the season in either series, so that'll be exciting. Francois Martel in second, Schofield in third, Josh Klog, after leading most of the race, comes home in fourth, Chris Wetz in fifth. Brock Quinn, great run to hang 6 seconds off that pack, and Frank Klein 41 seconds off the lead. Edwin Webb, Jess Rakowski, and Jake Robichaud rounding out the top 10. Eric Dubois, Joseph DiGiacomo, Sashit Fathaldas, and Matty Grove rounding out the field in 14th. Unofficial Drivers' Championship. Exiting Sonoma and entering Okayama as we head to Japan. 377 points for Sabian Ragster to Francois Martel with 319. All Ragster has to do is start the race in Okayama to be the champion. He has over a race distance in his pocket, as Martel 9 points over Wetz. So we're going to keep an eye on the battle for second and also the battle for fourth. Schofield 273, Brock Quinn 263, as we take a look down the order to Edwin Webb in the 10th spot. And Woven by Toyota Factory Racing 642 compared to Team Watson Racing. I don't think those points are right. They are. So Martel is second in the the Constructors Championship by himself.
Wow. That's just unbelievable.
As Uneven Gaming Motorsport with the Lott brothers have not been here since Road America. Sequential SimSport only has 1 car with Jess Rakowski, and True North Esports Chris Wetz with 1 car. So, let's get a couple of programming notes, some sponsor plugs, some final thoughts, and we will say good evening. Round 3 of the NASA Rallycross Lights Championship will be at Longbanen in Norway, October 22nd. You'll have Jared Lott, James Watson, and Victor Valley for that one, 9 p.m. Eastern on ASN Live. The Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge will continue as well for the Norwegian Grand Prix. Round 3, the 23rd of October. That will be 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ASN Live, starting with NASA Rallycross Contenders and going to the Supercar class later that evening. Our next round for the Woven by Toyota NASA Sportscar Challenge, the penultimate round of the inaugural season, will be in Okayama in Japan. Such a wonderful circuit over there. That's Thursday, November 2nd, 9 p.m. Eastern on ASN Live. You'll have myself, Justin Robichaud, Bryan Sawyer for not only sports cars, but the Monday Rallycross show as well. Just a reminder, our series is brought to you in association with Woven by Toyota. Mobility to love, safety to live. For more information, visit woven.toyota today. Coverage tonight also brought to you by NordVPN. For up to 63% off a 2-year plan, visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. And finally, our cameras for the entire season are provided by TrackCams22.com. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network. We have streams on Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. And if you'd like to race, all of the information is at nasasimracing.com. Justin Robichaud, give me a final thought, and I'll button this one up.
Oh boy! Wow, what a race! I can't wait to go back and rewatch it again and again and again so I can see everything. There was just there's so much going on. That was what I wanted. If we could get those 5-6 guys out there just beating and banging and giving us some good racing, like this is peak. This is peak iRacing GR. If we could like clone all those guys and have like 30 of them. Woo! That'd be sweet. That'd be awesome. So, hopefully, like I said, if we do a season 2 and Woven by Toyota is gracious enough to allow us to do that, maybe we'll try and push the Toyota Super Formula 2, Josh. I don't like we can go a few ways. Like I'm a huge Toyota fanboy, and it puts a big smile on my face that we've started this partnership. And I love where this is going, and this racing has been so fantastic. I want it to just go and go and go and go. So yeah, my final thoughts is I'm kind of sad really that this season is nearly coming to an end, but wow, the last 2 tracks, Okayama and Fuji, we're going to have a blast there, Josh. It's going to be a fantastic cap to this fantastic and dramatic and exciting season.
Okayama is such a fast track, regardless if you're in a slower car like this or if you're in a Formula car. So many different corners. That's going to be a fun one. And Fuji Speedway, of course, going to be awesome as well. The checkered flag falls on the evening. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Philip Kraus, Cody Erdman, Victor Valley, Justin Robichaud, Chad Irvine, Jess Rakowski, Jared Lott, James Watson, and Bryan Sawyer. My name is Josh Mertz, and we hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Car Challenge. Congratulations to Sabian Ragster for a NASA record 6 victories in a row. And be sure to join us Sunday for lights, Monday for supercars, and in 2 weeks at Okayama for the Sports Car Challenge. But until then, so long, everyone.